It's about damn time. Samurai Warriors 2. To say that it happened to fall into the screw the American audience curse would probably be a lie a little bit, but also a half-truth. There was some baffling decisions made in this game's development, primarily because of Dynasty Warriors 6's epic failure. But in the end, it still became an underrated gem and a diamond in the rough. How much of an underrated gem, you may ask? Well, we have this review to answer that question. On top of the fact that this game is one of the many games that are the prime alma mater of my channel, I'm going to review the pros and the cons of arguably one of my favorite Empires games in the Samurai Warriors series, because it's actually the first one, Samurai Warriors 2 Empires. So let's go to feudal Japan. Let's draw our katanas. And more importantly, let's go! To say that Koei had made some baffling decisions with the release schedule of Samurai Warriors 2, 2 Empires, and 2 Extreme Legends is an understatement. They have not only made it to where you cannot import data from 2 to 2 Empires, but you can import data from 2 Extreme Legends to 2 Empires. Meaning, no Gracia, no Toshie Maeda, no Motochika Chosokobe, and no Yoshimoto Imagawa. Also, Katsui and Kojiro are stuck with generic weapons instead of their own unique weapons that are found in 2 Extreme Legends. But that ain't even the most criminal part that Koei has done. 2 characters cannot be used for your edit characters, and that is Tokugawa and also Kotaro, sorry, I mispronounced that. But anyway, those 2 characters' weapons are MIA for male and female, even though male and female have gender-related weapons. Those 2 characters are completely gone, and you're not going to be able to use them for edit characters, but you'll be able to at least play them. At least Koei did that right. There's one thing they never do right, and that's RNG. Good God Almighty. The RNG is real, from weapon stats, to weapons, to horses, to strategies, to formations. RNG is pretty bad. And with that said, let's go on with the pros. Oh, despite RNG being a bad thing, there is one thing good about it. Once you get it, you will never have to worry about getting it again unless you turn off growth. And even then, all the tactics, all of the policies, the formations, the horses, the abilities that you can add on to your weapons, and not to mention the formations, you can bring in free mode. And you can earn in free mode as well. Not to mention you can move your characters to certain positions before the game even starts. Samurai Warriors 2 was the first game to do this in the Empires game. Dynasty Warriors didn't even do that all the way until Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires. And not to mention, all of the tracks from Samurai Warriors 1 all the way till 2 is here. Well, of course, at the time, 2 was the only thing that existed. And it is fantastic. You want to know what else is fantastic? The fact that you're able to use button commands to tell your opponent, not your opponents, rather your army, to pretty much protect the base from the opponents, and rather to command them to join you in attacks. Not to mention, the combat system is much more fluid than Samurai Warriors 1, and the fact that you have special moves carried over like with Samurai Warriors 2, and also the high speed and the high frame rate as opposed to Samurai Warriors 1, it is a breath of fresh air. And you don't even have to get Samurai Warriors 2 just to play this game. You can just pop this in and have fun. This would be your Samurai Warriors 2 experience if you don't have the money to find it or can't find it, or the emulators, meh. And moreover, all you need to do is just get 1,000 KOs with what weapon you're wielding right now. Doesn't matter if it's the edit character or the character the weapon belongs to. You will have a level 4, provided you gotta go through a lot of upgrading to the blacksmiths, but still, all you need is 1,000 KOs, and that's it. And speaking of Empires mode, you can actually either go through capturing provinces, through unifications, or try to unify Japan as a whole. You don't have to worry about going through multitudes of actual unifications in Japan. You can just simply stop by unificating one territory. And on top of the fact, you can turn Officer Death on and off. I can assure you there are a lot of events that'll happen if you turn Officer Death on, specifically the one with Musashi and Kojiro. But more importantly, make sure you keep growth on. For the love of God, you don't want to go through all this. And plus, you can up the amount of troops you have to 150, 200 on the higher end consoles. Anyway, you can also pick a land for your base in divided territory, and if there is nobody in charge, like once you get your army set and you earn that land, you can basically have up to multitude, at least 10 territories maximum. I think it's 10 or 8, but whatever the case, you can start off with a good number of territories and not have to worry about people like constantly back attacking you, when you could just simply just charge right in with multiple lands all to the gate, and you'll just have to worry about getting promotion and ranks throughout empires, which of course is RNG, and it's also more cultural too. But last but not least, the edit characters are back, as you saw. I don't know why they were omitted in 2 Extreme Legends, but they're back. And you have all of the edit characters that is available from Samurai Warriors 1 that you have to go through the academy to get. You have them right from the bat, save for the sumo. But at least, despite not having Ieyasu and Kotaro Fuma's weapon, you still have multiple other people's weapons to choose from, and they're pretty damn good. Hell, even the default weapons are pretty good as well. Moreover, you have gendered weapons, so males can't be wielding Ina, Okuni, and Gerichio or Lady No or Nene's weapons, but at the same time, there's some weapons that females can't carry. They're trying to make things a little bit more, diverse. But at least there's one thing that is diverse, that no matter what weapon you pick, you have a slew of special attacks to choose from to customize your weapon, and not to mention 4 voices to choose from as opposed to not having any voices at all in Samurai Warriors 1, and whatever skill you start off with as a self skill. Too bad I couldn't find double jump. That would be actually good, but at the exact same time, whatever skill you have off the bat, you can give yourself that, and also the ability that you have will end up showing how much your edit character will be strong or weak, and lastly, the skill that they have when you're not playing them. And they also have crest, so when you go into battle, their crest will be shown off, a feature that will carry over in the Samurai Warriors 4 Empires. Not to mention, the Musou is back as well. And folks, that ain't even the best part. Again, I state this is more of a cultural sort of thing. So the more you're good to your country, the more money you're going to get. And the more evil you are, yeah, you're going to get money, but your fortification and the income that's coming in is going to decrease. And also, this is the first game to actually have a loyalty meter, one that's actually recognizable, as opposed to Dynasty Warriors 6 Empires. That's RNG. But you have a lot of things that you could get every turn if you didn't already get them all. But more importantly, you can easily, once you get enough policies, turn one of your officers into your strategist, so that way you can chop down the price of all the strategies as well as formations if you really want to. And also taking an officer to battle a couple of times will make them your Grand General. Again, you'll have to get promotions and ranks in order for you to get more orders, but still, it is the best way to actually make sure that you are going to be the man in charge of Japan. Because the higher your culture, the higher your income. The higher your income, the more orders you can give, and the more orders you can give, the quicker you are to curb stomping Japan. And again, you could always stop. So, with that said, it's time now for the rating. And with the pros and cons compiled, it is now time to give this game its rating. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got another one that managed to make it to the promised land. Well, there's not much bad things aside from the release schedule not allowing importing RNG, and also not all characters can be used for movesets. But at the exact same time, at least you have edit officers in the game. At least you're able to take them out to Empires mode, and more importantly, at least you're able to do all sorts of crafting, editing, and whatever you can for all of your weapons, and you won't have to go through great lengths to get level 4 weapons. The thing of the matter is, despite some of the things that screwed over Koei via the CEO's screw the American audience approach, this game actually excelled. Wish I could have said the same for 3, but this game definitely was the last underrated gem they would have until Samurai Warriors 4 Empires. So with that said, this is RVman95, and I'll see you all in the next review.